Recording to the cloud. Okay, so today's class, we're going to be doing some upper body stuff that involves a strap, yoga strap, resistance band, belt, towel, anything that you can kind of pull against. Even a broomstick will work in a pinch if you're watching this on a recording. So let's come to, I've got mine here. We can just set that off to the side of our mat or the front of the mat, and we'll come into a seated position. I like to elevate the hips, just makes it a little bit more accessible, especially if it's the first time you're kind of sitting on the ground for the day. So let's start to breathe as if you hadn't already been doing that. Let's start to breathe consciously. I should qualify that. So we're paying attention to the breath. We're taking control. We're going to elongate the duration of the inhale. And let out a nice long exhale. And again, we're inhaling. Nice and full, really feeling the belly expanding here as much as possible. And exhaling. In each breath cycle that you take, we're becoming a little bit more locked in to the body. Letting those thoughts of everything that happened this morning or what you have to do later today just kind of fade away as we bring our attention solely to the breath. Perhaps you're taking little pauses between the inhale and exhale, and again between the exhale and the inhale. And just kind of feel those moments of stillness. Let's add in the arm movements with the breath so that we can feel an even larger expansion of the rib cage. So as we inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up towards the sky. Get as tall in your reach as possible. Feel the ribs kind of flaring open like an umbrella opening. And exhale, arms down alongside your body. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. You can open the eyes. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. Grab for them and reach them towards the floor. You're going to notice that the arms straighten out and the chest broadens to this open position here. Okay, as your shoulders become a little bit more open, I'm going to turn so you can see what's going on behind me. We can start to lift arms up off of the ground. And then if it feels nice to add a little bit of a bowing action, you can do that as well. Okay. Let's bring the fist back to the tailbone here. We'll go into some twists. We're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist over to the right. So that left hand will land on the right thigh. I may or may not be mirrored to you, so I'll try to use the cues. We're going to sit tall. You You might even take your gaze over the right shoulder. And I like to actually lift my chin up first and then take it up and over. You might try that. It's subtle, but you might appreciate the difference there. Let's come back through center as we do so. We'll reach up with the arms. Exhale over to the other side. Nice. So once you find your tall, deep twist here, you may choose to lift the chin up towards the ceiling, take it up, over, and around to peek behind your left shoulder. Good. Welcome, Subu. Thanks for coming. If you have a strap or a belt or a towel or a broomstick, we'll be using some of that today. Nice. Let's come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up tall. Exhale, let's bring the arms out to a T. All right. We're going to pull those fingertips back in towards you, and we're going to start to create some circles. The whole time you're pulling the fingernails back into you. And we're going to start to speed up the circles a little bit, okay? So that you feel the muscles not only generating the circular motion, but it's almost like controlling the motion. It's putting on the brakes as much as it's accelerating the circle as well. If you prefer a slower circle, that's fine today. Continue to reach through the heel of the palm, pulling those fingertips. I always imagine this like polishing a hallway. There's probably a more efficient way to do it, but this is what we're going to do. Good. We're going to reverse the direction here. Continue to feel the shoulder blades squeezing together as we do this. We don't want the shoulders to be creeping up towards the ears. In fact, we want to pack them down, pull them together as we're doing these circles. Good. We're breathing. Feeling the heat being built in the shoulders. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's reach it up. The right arm is going to bend, and we're going to take that left hand on the tricep and give this kind of a nice pull. It's like I'm scratching my back with my right hand. And you can add a little bit more to this by, as you pull into the left elbow, you can side bend over to the left as well. Good. Inhale back to center. Both arms reach. Opposite end elbow bends. That left elbow is going to bend. Right hand grabs the tricep. And we can get this opening here. Some of you maybe going into this side, getting that stretch that goes down not only the tricep, but down into the armpit and the side body as well. Yeah, looking good. Cool. Let's bring it down there and shake the shoulders out. We'll take the neck into a nice circle here. Usually we take this a little bit slower, but feel free to find the speed that works for you. My body just wanted a little bit more velocity here. I'm going to allow that to happen. Switching directions, make sure you go both ways. If you feel any tightness through the neck or there's like a pinching sensation, slowing this way down is going to be your friend. In fact, let's give that neck a little bit of a stretch. I wasn't going to throw this in there, but let's do it. Through the arms. Again, every time we reach up and we breathe, feel this expansion of the ribs that happens. Right arm is going to grab over top the head, and fingertips are going to reach for this little notch behind the ears. And then as the weight of the arm drops the head over to the side, that right ear to right shoulder, Left hand is going to kind of creep away and reach away. So we got all this stretch that goes down the neck and shoulder. Add in a little angle, whether it's looking up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor. Find where that stretch works for you the most. Maybe you're just kind of oscillating between the two positions. That works as well. Good, let's switch sides. Arms reach up. Left hand drops up and over. This is really tripping me out. My screen is not mirrored today, and so I'm seeing the opposite. If I mess up my left and right today, more than usual, I should say, that is the reason why. Good. So I don't need to pull on the head here. It's simply just, once I connect my fingertips into that little notch, then I let the arm go dead. And that's just enough weight to pull you into this neck stretch, and then the hand can reach out. So I'm really trying to drop that shoulder down, reach my fingertips out. I feel the stretch going all the way down my arm. You may or may not feel the same. Good. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Let's release that. We're going to roll forward over the knees. We'll come into all fours. Doing a little bit of cat-cow. Inhale, we arch the back. We look up. Send the tailbone up as well. Exhale. Tuck the chin. Look under the body. Round the torso. Tuck the tailbone. Good. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one here. Good. So we're going to come down to our forearms here. And I want to do some work into the shoulder blades themselves. So we're going to push the floor away. Feel how the shoulder blades spread apart. And then allow your trunk to sink towards the floor. So we've got this little push-up action going, dropping the chest as the shoulder blades come together, and then lifting the chest towards the ceiling as the shoulder blades spread apart. So here we have protraction. When we drop the chest, we're actually in scapular retraction. So let's feel the difference there. See if you can create as much change in position as possible through your body. Now, if your shoulder blades are stuck or locked up, your distance, the distance that your chest travels may be smaller. Let's see what you can squeeze out of there. Let's see how you guys are doing there with that. Nice. And what's nice about it being on the forearms is then we don't have to worry about the elbows kind of coming into play to create that action. Nice. Let's come to neutral position. So right in the middle of that shape. And let's feel the shoulders going up towards the ears and then down towards your back pockets. So now we have up towards the ears is elevation. Down towards the back pockets, we've got depression. So when not scapular depression, not chronic depression. So as we inhale and come upright, this is kind of where some of us hold our tension. And it's still valid to know how to get here, but what we want to practice is the opposite, which is sliding the shoulder blades down the back. Okay? And we're going to put these two different positions together so that we can start to create a big circle through the shoulder blades. Nice. Now, let's come up to our hands for this drill. I think it's just a little bit easier to do through the hands. What we're all going to try to do is lock our elbows so that the elbows don't bend here. Our goal is to find these two planes, right? We've got this plane here, this up and down, or I should say protraction, retraction, and then we've got like forward and back, and it's going to change depending on our orientation. So we're going to try to make a big circle out of the shoulder blades. You can see I'm using the shoulder blades to create this circle and not really through the elbows. Give it a try. Chances are it's going to be one of those things that's harder than it looks. So if your body's like, wait, what do I do here? Just take it slow. And if it gets a little too confusing, go back to the up and down and the forward and back, right? The two planes that we worked in. And it's okay to slow these down. Let's try the reverse direction. That'll be the next kicker. Once you've gotten the hang of the movements, going backwards may create just as much trouble in the body. Not trouble, but give you pause, I should say. Nice. Really go slow with it. Try to make the biggest circle that you can, and you'll start to feel some heat building up all around the upper back area there. Sorry, Patty, I see you're looking like, what the heck is he talking about? So I will continue to do it. I'm going up, back, down, and around. Up, and when I'm saying up, I should say I'm going up towards my ears, squeeze the shoulder blades together, down towards the back pockets, and spread the shoulder blades, okay? For some of you, it might actually be easier to do this in what we call an open chain. So we'll disconnect the hands from the floor, grab fists, and you can practice that same pattern. Now, for some, this is easier. For some, this is harder. Yeah, when you have the feedback of the floor, it can be really helpful. Yes, beautiful, Patty. Nice. That looks like it's a little bit easier for you in what we call the open chain, right? So you got this nice, it reminds me of like a choo-choo train, right? Chugga, 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 like a camshaft going on. And then we'll try to reverse that direction. Hey, Helen, good to see you there. Yeah, if you have any like neck or shoulder injury, not injuries, but if your neck or shoulder are bugging you lately, these what we call these scapular cars, controlled articular rotations, can be very, very helpful here. Good. So now the shoulders should feel pretty open, pretty warm, which is a good starting place for us. Let's come into our downward facing dog. And you may notice right away, whoa, hey, maybe you can send your hips a little bit higher as the chest goes through the arms a bit more easily. Maybe it feels the exact same, that's fine too. But we did a bunch of shoulder prep before this, so hopefully we'll feel some stuff. Good. Pedal in the feet. Nice. Now let's walk your hands back so that you're in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Just allow the body to hang here. If you give the head a shake yes or no, you can feel some releasing of tension there. So from here, let's bring the hands, sliding them up the shins. Okay? We're looking for a nice straight back position. And you could see in mind, if I've got my legs straight and it kind of sends you into a rounded position, consider bending the knees to give you some more space to arch and straighten the spine. All right, so let me show that again. If my legs are straight and it's causing me to round forward, even when I'm trying to lift up halfway because we're tight in the hamstrings or we're limited there, just simply deepen the bend in your knees to allow your spine to elongate. And I'm looking down here, okay? Low belly is pressing in. You're trying to create like an inner corset around your belly here. Okay, so we're squeezing into that space there, like pressing upward, like the opposite of a trash compactor. I'm pushing upwards, and hopefully we feel maybe even the low back muscles light up. Good, and let's release into that forward fold. We're going to do that again with some options to increase some strength in the upper body. Today's going to be a little bit more upper body focused, shoulders, upper back, stuff like that. So again, hands slide up to the shins here, and you can press into the shins or the thighs for a little bit more support here. Definitely harder if we're just freestanding here using kind of the posterior chain to hold us up. So let's take that left hand, thumb up, and we're going to reach up towards the sky. Trying to keep your spine straight. In fact, the higher you lift that thumb, the more we're going to trash compactor that belly button in towards the spine. Good. Fight to keep that spine straight. Fight to straighten that arm as well. Ooh, yeah, feel that tricep squeeze. That lets us know that the arm is straight. One final squeeze, try to get that arm to disappear out of your peripheral vision. And let's release that arm, fold into your forward fold. That's redundant, but we got you. Nice. I'm going to do that again, one more time, just on the right side this time. So again, slide the hands up to the shins. You can stay here as a little bit of a support. More advanced, we go freestanding. Right thumb reaches up towards the sky. Do it with a straight arm, right? If coming up here causes you to bend, just open your position to where you can straighten the arm. Then with that straight arm, you can start to work towards coming towards the midline there. And all that is just your shoulder blade's ability to upward rotate to get you in line there. Nice. Subu, much better on that straight right arm there. We're breathing here. Trash compactor going up. Going up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hand. Lower both hands to the floor. We're going to walk back to our downward facing dog. We're kind of building into the sequence that we're going to flow through in just a moment. So from your down dog, let's shift forward into your plank. Hold here. Good. From this plank position, I'm going to squeeze my butt tight, allow my hips to drop, and my chest to raise up. So we're in kind of what I call this up-ish dog, and that I haven't let my toes turn over. If you need to, you can lower the knees. We're looking for this extension of the spine. Okay, more advanced, the legs stay hovering. Now I want you to push down into the floor. Try to roll the shoulder heads open. So we get this broadening across the chest. And then we push down so that those shoulder blades slide down the back. Good. Now let's lift the hips up. So squeeze the butt. We're back into our plank. Keep the hips going. We're into our downward facing dog. Let's walk the hands backward, forward fold. Half lift up. We inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, lower it down. Hands connect. We walk forward to our down dog. Shift to your plank. Keep the hips going forward and down. And here we go, right? So this is our little sequence. We're going to do this about 5 times. We've already done 1. So let's come back to our plank. Shift up and back. Walk the hands backwards. We're in our forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Left arm up. Exhale, release into your fold. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, half lift up. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, lower both hands down, walk forward. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower into your up-ish dog, or you can lower the knees here if needed. But we want those shoulders away from the ears and rolled backwards. Good. Back to our plank. That's 2 of 5. We shifted up and back first, then we walk the hands. On our inhale, lift halfway up, including that left arm reach. Exhale, lower, fold. Inhale, half lift, right arm reaches. Exhale, lower down. Use the hands, walk forward, downward facing. Let's inhale forward to plank. Exhale, keep going forward. Chest lifts up, broad across the shoulders. Exhale, back to plank, back to downward facing dog. Good. Let's inhale as we walk back. Exhale into our forward fold. This is our 4th round here. We're almost done. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left arm lowers down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift here. Right arm reaches. Exhale. Ooh. Hands walk. Down dog. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale. Upward facing. We've got 1 more of these. You guys are doing really good. Good. Exhale. You can do it in your own time here. The pace of your own breath. Good. We inhale, lifting halfway. Left thumb comes up. Exhale. And down. Good. Inhale, half left. Half lift, right arm reaches up. Exhale, good. Walk the hands forward last time here. Down dog. Shift forward to plank, inhale. Exhale, up-ish dog. Good, lower the knees. Press back, child's pose. Well, that's a different flow. Nice. Kind of gets the shoulders going. Yeah, any movements you might need, if that cat-cow feels really good, anything that your body might be asking for, we learn to listen to that. Even if I don't cue it, but it feels like your body would really enjoy it, by all means, go for it. That's part of building your own practice, knowing, oh, okay, my body needs this thing. Here's what's going on in class, but man, it would really feel good if I didn't do this one thing, or if I did this additional thing. That's you becoming more intelligent in your own personal practice, listening to your body, letting it be the guide. I'm a facilitator. I'm just giving you some suggestions, but ultimately you are in your body. You feel it. You feel what's too much, too little, or just right. So from our child's pose here, we're going to do some more upper back work. I know, it's a lot. I told you. The last 2 weeks we did a lot of hip stuff, so here we are in our upper body work. So from child's pose, we're going to rotate the thumbs up towards the sky so that we're karate chopping into the floor here. Now I want you to reach the fingertips out as far as they'll go and start to push down with like maybe 10% of pressure down into the floor with the pinky edge of your hand. So ideally, we're not on our forearms here. The only thing in contact above our forehead is the outer edge of the arm. What you may notice is a little bit more of a deep stretch through the lat and the serratus, those tissues right under the armpits there. And if you don't feel that as much, consider pushing down just a little bit harder into the mat and see if you can lift your elbows up off the ground. There you go, Subu. Yep, you had it. Just like as the hands push down, there you go. The elbows lift up, and it'll send that stretch more intensely up to the armpits there. Nice. We're going to do some active lift-offs here. I do this drill a lot in the classes. I think it's a really good one for overhead range of motion. So we've got our downward pressure with both hands into the ground here. We're going to firm our belly up and just try to lift that let's go with the left side first. So the left arm is going to lift up. We're going to try to get some space between the pinky edge and the floor. Right hand has to push down even harder to start to accommodate this. You might lift off like a millimeter. Maybe you don't even go anywhere, but you feel the effort. I'm holding here. We're going to go about 10 seconds. So we got another 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's lower that down. Good. Keep them straight. Try to keep the elbows off the ground. The space under your elbows is lava, and you don't want your elbows being dipped in lava. It's not a fun feeling. I mean, I speak from experience. All right. I don't lava it. All right, there we go. There's our pun for the day. Okay, so the right hand now is the star of the show. So the left hand is going to press down into the floor. That right hand starts to reach up. And again, we want to try to get that arm as straight as possible. So if your position is out a little wider, like you're doing a YMCA, totally fine. We're here another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We will set that down. Good. Let's bring the palms back to the floor. Nice. We're going to do another kind of rolling forward. This is going to be a little bit more mellow in some ways, but I'll give you some options to ramp this up. So from your child's pose, we're going to shift forward. In fact, we're going to curl forward. So tuck the tailbone underneath you, and that starts to bring you into like a cat shape. And we're going to continue to roll forward until we're in this kind of elevated cobra position here. All right. We're going through a lot of spinal flexion extension today. Now, while you're here, you see this nice 90-degree angle in the wrists. As I shift back to my child's pose, I'm going to continue pulling my fingernails towards my forearm. So as I sit back, I'm actually aiming my palms straight forward off the mat. So I feel a lot of stuff here. I feel my forearm extensors working really hard. That sends an even more intense stretch up into my lat area. Okay. And we're rolling forward, right? So the only difference here is that we're kind of starting from a lower position, but I really want you to focus on the wrist position. So as I'm in my child's pose, I'm actually holding up 2 stop signs and coming forward. There's going to be some options here towards the end of the class to potentially go into some handstand stuff. If this sounds like it's right for you, this is a really good drill because we're stretching out the lats. We're getting active wrist extension. We'll do maybe 2 more of these in your own pace. Good. Yeah, nice. Some of you rolling forward, feeling that wave, that tidal wave kind of moving up, down the back. Beautiful. What's nice, I just saw Jess doing it in that kind of big cobra position. You can move your ear side to side or move your head around, and it can feel really nice when you're in this shape here with broadened shoulders, shoulders down, to then add in some big movements. I'll face this way so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So here, and then I just kind of look up. I go ear to shoulder, open the mouth. You can go into a little bit of an underbite. I know it feels or seems silly, but actually, when you're in these extreme positions, and you send the bottom of the jaw forward, we can get even more nuanced stretches that open up through the neck. Sometimes you're like, what the heck? And then you feel that stretch and you go, I like that. I like it. All righty. So let's come forward Actually, let's come into our downward facing dog. Ah, wow. What does shoulders feel like? Do you feel any different? Maybe it's a little easier to get your chest closer to your thighs, because that's dictated by your overhead mobility, how much range of motion you have access to there. Let's reach that right leg up into the air. Ooh. Yeah. And we're going to bend the knee. Draw that foot forward. We're going to step that right foot between the hand there. Good. Let's lower that right knee, the back knee, that left knee. And we'll get our strap or our resistance band, our belt. You could even use a dowel here, right? Now, if you have a resistance band, those are cool. That can actually be really good. I would go to, we're going to get to about just wider than shoulder width here. And whether you've got a strap or a resistance band, let's grab with the palms facing down, thumbs in towards each other. And then as you roll, as you externally rotate through the shoulder, it's kind of like we're bending the strap or the band, okay? So we're going to come forward into our low plank. Good. We're going to come up overhead, and you're going to widen out as much as you need to get that to come all the way around. Good. Nice. Subu, I see you've got Wonder Woman's whip, because we can't see it. Good. And we're going to come around here. Nice. Nice and slow, too. And what's cool, Gina and Jess, you've got the strap. You can get a little bit of like resistance going on it, like you're pulling the arms apart. Nice. We're going to do about 5 to 8 of these shoulder dislocates. If you want a little bit more here, you can curl the back toes under and do these from a high lunge position. See if you can feel those shoulder blades right where you get stuck. The thing that will help you get past that is squeezing the shoulder blades together like crazy. And then, plunk, you can kind of get under there. Nice. Whoa, I don't know where we are. We'll do maybe one more of these. Last one here. Down. Good. Let's bring the the strap down to the floor. Wherever you were, we're going to lift that back leg up. And let's come into our Warrior 2. So we got a 90-degree orientation of the feet. Right leg is straight off the front edge of the mat. Back leg is off to a 90-degree angle. Arms are out to a T here. Good. So let's take that right arm. It's going to come across the body underneath. Left arm is going to cross up and over. So some of you might just give yourself a nice big hug here. Okay? Others are going to go into kind of an eagle wrap. So once we get the right arm under, left arm on top, then we cross it for a second time. Good. And from here, we're going to lift the elbows away from the body, up and away. Feel that spread of the shoulder blades there. Good. Nice. Let's unwind back to a T. Straighten that front leg. We're going to turn that pelvis there and start to hinge forward. Okay, we're coming into a kind of like either a couple of options here. And here's your opportunity. If you're an inverter, you might position up against the wall. So we can be in kind of like this pyramid type position. Some of you may prefer a standing split.
variation where hands are on the floor or blocks, that back leg lifted. And then some of you could even start to try some hops, right? If you're by a wall, you might use that. Whoa! Wow, I kicked the hell out of my bookshelf there. I'm glad that didn't come down on me. All right, so if you've got a small space, be careful with it, all right? Maybe you're just trying little hops. You don't even need to try to get upside down, but you can start to feel the strength in the arms. If that's too much, totally fine. Just, we're here in this position, even with legs bent, it can work for us. All different options here. Nice. Suba, you gonna try a handstand? Ooh, just don't kick that, those blinds. There we go. And what's nice when you're working on your handstands, and this is more advanced, so this isn't for everybody here. It's good to practice keeping the legs split into this L position. I know it's very tempting to bring your legs together really quickly, but if you can kind of kick up and stay in this L, it helps you find the balance point a little bit better. And once you're balanced, then you can bring legs together. Now I lucked out. That was a really good handstand. They don't always come that clean, and I've been practicing them for years and years and years and years. So just practice when you kick up, staying in that L position, right? And I'm fighting to keep those segments firm together. Sweet. Nice, Subu. One more, just another attempt. And if like even kicking up feels, oh, nice. Oh, I thought Jess was like holding it totally still. She was in a standing split. So just one more piece so that when we come back around to this, you can try some stuff. If you're in standing split, not going for the handstand kick up, what you can start to do to build some strength and awareness of the upper body for when potentially you might want to try a handstand is simply pressing into the floor, leaning into the hands, keep pushing like crazy, come up onto the tiptoe so that you feel most of your weight into your hands, and then you can rock back. All right, so this would be kind of the step before you start to kick up, okay? So I saw some people were practicing their standing split. All sorts of stuff going on here. Perfecto. All right, let's lower that leg down. And let's inhale, come all the way up to standing. Good, good, good. All right, I'm rolling out my shoulder blades. It just feels good. If you need to shake the wrists out, totally fine. We're gonna do that whole sequence on the other side. But let's vinyasa to get there, shall we? Let's inhale, reach up. Folding forward as you exhale. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. You can hop or step back into our plank. Cycle through a vinyasa. I'm gonna take chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Here's where the left leg reaches up into the air. Hold it, feel it, brace it. Good. And we're going to bend that left knee, bring it forward towards the nose, and step that left foot towards the ground there. Good. Now, again, we're going to grab for our strap in our low lunge position. If you were working your dislocates, meaning this all the way around, and you didn't hit any hitch points where if you could do it easily, I should say, consider bringing your grip in just a little bit more narrow. What we want is to find this position where we kind of get stuck and we have to squeeze our shoulder blades together and down to get past that point. So find that with you, or find that in your body. Yeah, even if you've got no strap, we can keep the blade hands We go all the way back. Now, when I can't go anymore, rotate the palms away from you and come around like so. Okay, let me do this way. So, and then when I come back up, thumb up, I rotate around. We can come all the way. If you did so on the other side, back leg perhaps comes up off the floor, and we can do this sequence from high lunge. Only if you did it on the other side so that we can stay even. I'm going to demo without the strap here. See where I land? I'm internally rotated. The back of my palm reaches or touches my thigh. To reverse it, thumb goes up. When I can't come anymore, I unwind the arms to bring them around. Okay? Do maybe 1 to 2 more. Really feeling all of the shoulder stuff. Whoa. Good. I'm going to do one more, even though my legs say I should be done now. Good. Try to do this with straight arms if possible, so that your shoulder blades have to be active here. Good. You can bend the knees. Lower the strap down to the floor. Let's all lift that back leg off of the ground, and we're going to open up to our warrior two. I'm going to change directions so that I can continue to face the camera here. Good. So from our warrior two base, we'll set up our eagle arms. Left arm is going to come underneath. Right arm will come up over top. Maybe you're just hugging yourself, or if you can actually then wrap and grab for that wrist, or going to palm, that's great. The elbows lifting up and away from the body here. We get that spread of the shoulder blades. You should feel that nice stretch across the back. Sweet. Yeehaw. Let's unwind here. Whoosh. Arms out to a T. We'll straighten up that front leg. And we're going to turn the hips. Maybe you bump your back leg up to square to the top of the mat. We're going to hinge forward. So some of us are just here in this kind of pyramid. I've got my back heel lifted, which isn't technically pyramid. But this is good, just an intermediate step. Right? If you're wanting to keep it a little bit more mellow today. Now, we can go into all the same variations here. There is standing split, static. There's standing split, loading into the hands, coming up onto the tiptoe, right? That starts to, we feel the core, we feel the strength needed in the arms. Then maybe you go towards kicking up. And they could just be little kicks. It doesn't need to be for getting into a handstand. You can just feel the motion of kicking, and for a moment, what it feels like to have all of your weight into your hands. Some of you are close to a wall, and you're practicing your kickups there. Nice. And fight that urge, Subu, to bring that leg up with you. I swear, it seems so frustrating. You're like, oh, I'm there. I just want to pull my leg up. But you'll learn so much more about how to keep your body engaged when you stay in that L position. Let me do my other side. Hopefully I don't kick anything else in my room. So that just teaches me to stay firm. If I'm in this L shape, it keeps the top leg kicking up. What tends to happen when we're learning our handstand is we're very quick to bring the other leg up, and then it's kind of noodle town, and we're not we're not bracing well. When we stay in the split, we learn how active we have to remain in both the trunk, or in all of them, the trunk, the glutes, and the legs. And that really becomes what allows you to stay elevated. Okay? Nice. But a good work. I mean, I'm telling you that because I had years of the whole, I call it the kick and pray. Kick it up. Hopefully you get up there and you don't even know what's going on with your legs. But just real quick, since we're here, a drill that may help, Subu, to keep you honest is I've got a yoga tune-up Gorgeous ball, or you can do like a rolled up towel. You can leave it into your hip crease. I'm going off on a total tangent here. And your task will then be to kick up, but not let the ball or the towel drop, right? And that forces you, if my leg comes up, the ball goes with it. All right, so just a kind of an honesty drill. Whenever I get to do my handstand workshop, that will be in it. You can be guaranteed of that. Cool. So we are almost done with our time here. Let's do like a little chest stretch, shall we? So let's lower to our belly, and I'm going to demo this facing this direction here. Arms are going to be out to a T. I've already got my legs bent because my bed is right here. We're going to send that right leg up and over. It looks a little bit more twisted because my leg isn't straight. Nice. So we're going to take that right hand, slide it into us. So it's almost like your right hand's going to do a push-up. In fact, you will press into the ground to roll your chest open a little bit more. Yep. Good. And create a little bit of downward pressure through your left hand. That palm's going to press into the ground just a little bit. Add maybe 2 pounds to your invisible scale. So you've got two opposing forces. You've got the right hand, that push-up arm, opening your chest. And then you've got much less pressure of that left hand pressing down to try to unwind you. Yeah, and there won't be any movement on my screen. You don't have to watch, but we're feeling for this stuff internally. Good. Yep, let's go over to the other side. So we roll back to center here, chest flattens. Right arm extends out. Left arm slides in. Good. And then I'm going to send my left leg up and over. Now I can't see you guys, but it's the same as the other side. We don't have to do anything fancy. We're going to slide that left hand in a little closer to you so that you have a little more leverage to press yourself a little further open. And however hard you're pushing into that left hand, do about half that force in that straight right arm. So that you're stretching the pec and the shoulder, but you're not passively stretching it. You've got just a little bit of tension that's happening there. Nice. Good. Let's come back to center here. There was one pose I wanted to do seated since we had the strap. So let's come to our seated position into our wide-legged seated position. And now I'm going to demo this as if you have a strap. If you don't have a strap or belt or anything like that, you can even do this with a resistance band. We're just going to do the best that we can. So we're going to take our straddle into a side bend. So what we'll do first is get the strap set up around the right toes. Okay. I've got this connection here. Oh, there you go. Nice, Subu. You got a little strap there. So I'm going to take my left hand and reach as far over to my right toes as I can get it. You can see this arm is kind of crossed my midline here. I'm going to take the right elbow and just wedge it on the inside of the right knee. Now, as we loosen the grip on the strap just a little bit, I'm going to slide back enough to pop my head under, and then I'm going to 100% grip the strap, and then try to open the chest. So we've got this like tension loop if you can reach your toes and do this, cool. But for most of us, we're going to need, I mean, even me, I need like an extra 4 or 5 inches so that I can actually pull. I'm pulling on this strap, trying to get more of this side body stretch. There you go. Wonderful. Yeah, and just keep striving to open the chest up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in here. Long exhale. Nice. Slowly coming up from here, and we'll do the same setup on the other leg. So hopefully that helps get you connected to that part of your body. So we're going to wrap that around the left leg. I'm going to take that right arm and reach as far over. So here, I've just twisted my body. This arm is across me. So I'm getting more of a rotation than a side bend, right? And it's just a matter of which plane we're looking at this in. So we're going to take that left elbow, wedge it on the inside, and that gives us another leverage point to kind of press into the thigh. I'm going to loosen my grip just enough for it to barely slide open. As I do that, my head is peeking under. As soon as I can look under my armpit and see the ceiling, I'm going to clamp back down on the strap. And then from there, it's like I'm trying to reach my right ribs away. So I'm actually pulling quite a bit on the strap. There's a lot of tension if we see this loop of tissue that connects with the strap. It's kind of what we're after. Nice. And some people can get into this naturally. I was not one of those people. This took a long time. It takes consistency and time to just breathe and be here. In fact, let's take a big breath and let it go. Nice. In your own time, we can come out of this. We'll settle for our spinal twist, and then we'll go into our Shavasana here. If any of you have a back bend, a bridge, or a full wheel, I would say the upper back's probably pretty open if you want to try some of that. I'll let you do that if you know how to get into that while we're going into our twists. So we've done a lot of that prep work. We're just kind of short on time. So, or even after the class, you might try go up into your full wheel. And we did a lot of upper back stuff. So as we settle on to the back, we'll bring the knees into the chest. And then drop them over to the right side. You can roll your whole body to the right side to start things out. And then we'll take that left arm, reach it up and over. Oh. We're breathing here. What's nice is as we let out those long exhales, we can imagine what it's like to just soften, let go. We'll take our twist over to the other side. So bringing the knees up nice and slow. We'll roll the body over to the left. Right arm comes up and over.
Taking your big breaths. Okay. Unwinding here. Getting ready for our Shavasana. I'll be here for about 3 minutes. It's just a few minutes past 1 o'clock if you need to get going. Otherwise, we're just going to spend 3 minutes here in this Shavasana, allowing the breath to do as it pleases, and making yourself as comfortable as you can. If that takes an extra minute, that's totally fine, but patting under the knees can help. Closing the eyes or covering the eyes can be nice as well. But we'll be here for about 3 minutes. Start to deepen your breath. Feeling small movements arise in the ends of your bodies and the ends of your limbs. Take the arms, reach them up overhead. Take a big breath in, stretch the body long. One more time. Nice. dropping the knees into the chest, allowing the body to roll towards one side. And we'll come up to a seated position. As always, I want to thank all of you for coming today. Pleasure to see your faces again. And I'll stick around if you have any questions or comments or anything of that sort. So